Hi, this is Sean with Ohmmu Energy, and today we're going to show you how to upgrade and install the 12-volt battery on a Hummer EV. All right, so the Hummer EV is like the bad boy of the EV industry. They are not efficient, but they've got a big battery to make up for it, and they are just loads of fun, and they've got some really cool features that just make it one of the most exciting vehicles, regardless of the EV aspect out there. I have been loving driving this one around for the last few months, and we'll pop the tops off whenever we get a chance to, because it's a great convertible experience. We take it off-road quite a bit. We live on a dirt road, but also in the area that we live, we can just go for miles and miles of off-road terrain. We don't do anything really extreme, but what we do, we're able to handle just so nice and smooth with this, and it's just so substantial and so powerful. It makes the experience awesome. Some of the other great things about it are they charge very fast. It's got that big battery pack again, so it's got good range. This is only a 20 module pack on this one, but there are also 24 module packs on the trucks you can get, and that is the Ultium battery system from GM. And so with this one, we can pretty easily get 300 miles. And with the bigger one, I think you should be able to get 350 miles fairly easily, depending on how you drive, of course. Also, they charge fast. So you go plug into an Electrify America station, or any 800 volt charging station that's capable of the amperage, and this will push over 300 kilowatts for charging speeds. And if you get the 24 module pack again, that'll charge even faster. I've seen them charge at 360 kilowatts. Even if you're consuming a lot of energy, if you can recharge it that fast, it's pretty good in terms of a road trip efficiency time-wise. I mean, you can keep moving. From a cost perspective, the cost of fast charging currently is kind of high, in my opinion. And so the cost of fast charging your Hummer on a road trip is just about as much as if you were driving a big SUV that were gas powered and you were paying for gas. So it's not really about saving money, but let's be honest, who's buying a $100,000 SUV to save money? That's not very realistic. So these are just loads of fun, and I am a huge fan. So today we are going to be swapping out the 12-volt battery, and we will show you how to do that now. All right, so these are the tools that you'll need. We've got just a 10mm socket, a 13mm socket, some kind of socket wrench, or a cordless driver with a 3/8" attachment on it. And then for safety, it's a good idea to have gloves with some kind of rubber coating to them, and goggles or glasses to protect your eyes, just to make sure you don't get any acid hurting you. The other thing we suggest is to have a thick plastic bag with you when you take the battery out, so you can put that lead battery straight into the plastic bag and protect everything around you as you store or take it to transport it to like an auto parts store for recycling. All right, to remove this trim panel here, which is on the passenger side in the front, you twist these 3 connectors, and you can lift that up and then slide. Once you get enough clearance here, you can slide it out. There's like a little grab tab there that slides underneath here. Kind of cool. Most vehicles that we do have little pop snaps that you push down, you pull up, and you push down and pull up. These are great. Like it's kind of better engineered. It's something that slides into place, and then you've got actual physical keys to remove it. Now that we have access to the battery, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative terminal first. That's gonna be done with a 10mm wrench, and you just loosen, and then you can wiggle the terminal a little bit, and once you've got that loosened, then you can just tuck that negative terminal out of the way, and we will disconnect the positive now. So push these 2 tabs and slide the cover upwards. The positive terminal is also going to be a 10mm that you will loosen. So once you've got that loosened, then you'll pull this plastic tab here and just slide that whole apparatus upwards. This will need to disconnect so that we can move this out of the way. To do that, slide the red locking tab out, then pinch the connector, and that will come out. Now the next piece is this bracket right here. We're going to disconnect here. We're going to take this 13mm bolt off, then this bracket will lift up and we'll shift it towards the driver's side, And then once we free it from the thing that it's holding on to down here, which is a little arm like that it kind of clamps underneath, then we'll bring that over here and get it out of the way, and then we'll be able to move on. All right, so now with the 13mm tool, we're gonna loosen this bolt. And this bolt can be pretty tight because it is bolted into a painted panel. So there might be some paint residue in the threads. Now once you've got that fully unscrewed, then you just remove that bolt. Then you can lift this bar up, push it that way, and then you can free this little hole from the beam down there. Now you've got enough stuff out of your way to get the battery out, but there's one more connector or tie down that you have to remove first, which is at the very front edge of the battery there, and it's a 13mm as well. So we're gonna come with our tool, loosen that one up, then just lift it out. Now with the terminals off and the top bracket removed and that front tie down removed, the battery will come out. But be advised, this battery weighs about 50 pounds, and so it's not that easy to get out. Slide it a little bit away from you and a little bit forward, and then you'll have to get this positive breakout panel to cooperate as well while you lift it. Then upsy daisy, take it away. Here are the weights of the batteries. Here goes the lead acid OEM battery, and that's over 50 pounds, almost 51 pounds. Now let's check out the weight of the sodium Ohmmu, and we are at 15 pounds, a little over 15 pounds. So big weight savings, 35 pounds less, and we're gonna leave these terminal covers in place while we do this, and we're gonna leave them in place until the very last minute. So now we're gonna get that down in there. Then once it's fully in that spot, slide it that way and this way, and then we'll put the bracket that holds the feet down. So this bracket goes in. And snug. Now this bracket can go across the top. Remember, it's gonna grab onto a little arm that sits like that, and then you're gonna slide it towards you. So you can feel it better than you can see it. But just like that, then secure this side with your 13mm bolt. Now we're gonna reconnect the positive side. So we always leave these terminal covers in place until the last minute. So now is the last minute for the positive. And we will go ahead and slide that down, and also have this these side tabs, you'll hear them click in place. While we tighten this one, we're gonna push down a little bit on that positive lug so that it gets a really, really solid contact. Always be advised while working in and around any batteries with tools that are metal, that there's a possibility for making contact with two live poles of the battery that could cause arcing. So in this case, that would be the positive and negative terminal of the battery. So using a tool like this, where you know the length of it isn't long enough to touch to the other side, is very helpful to do, especially with a larger battery like this where that's an option. Sometimes on smaller batteries, you don't have that option. But if you were using a socket wrench, for example, with an extension on it, you could easily be connected to that side and accidentally rock the arm into the other terminal. So just be advised that you don't want to do that. Now we're going to connect this connector to the positive side, lock it, and then put the cover on. Then our final connection will be making the negative pole. So now we'll remove the cover off of the negative side, and then with one quick motion, as much as you can, try to line it up and then press it down, because at first you're going to see a little bit of arcing. You may or may not see that on the video, but you can hold that down a little bit and then tighten. Now we'll go ahead and put the plastic cover back over the top. And that's it. This bad boy has been upgraded with the 12-volt sodium battery from Ohmmu. So that's it. This vehicle has been upgraded with the Ohmmu 12-volt battery. In this particular vehicle, we put the sodium, which is an awesome upgrade because it's not only lighter weight, it's going to last way longer, and it's using sodium chemistry, which is this really cool new chemistry that's starting to become much more popular with manufacturing, so that we can start to produce batteries for consumers with this cool chemistry. It's extremely robust for voltage extremes. You can go really low on voltage, you can go really high on voltage, and the sodium chemistry does not get negatively affected by that at all. The other things it's really great at are the temperature extremes. It can charge and discharge in very cold temps and very hot temps. We do not need to use a BMS, which actually is a help here, not for this vehicle in particular, but for some vehicles where the cold cranking amps can be very, very high. And that is because the current doesn't flow through a BMS, which can restrict that a little bit. So this battery that we put in here can easily start diesel engines. This is well over 1,000 CCA out of that H7 battery that we just put in this car. So those are some really cool features. The one thing that it does not do as a sodium compared to the Ohmmu lithiums is the Ohmmu lithiums come with the Bluetooth BMS, which has some really neat options and features, including to be able to reset the vehicle through the app, which is really nice. Thanks for watching, and we really hope that if you have any feedback, you reach out to us, and you can email support@ohmmu.com or visit our support page, support.ohmmu.com. And by the way, the H7 batteries are now all available on our website, that is ohmmu.com, ohmmu.com. You can get the H7 sodium or the H7 lithium, and those are ready to rock. Thanks for watching, and as always, enjoy your cars.